Okay, everybody. Um, so I'm doing things a little bit differently. I'm going to try out some different techniques and some different styles of making content in an attempt to make content more streamlined and more focused and to preserve, my mental clarity moving forward. Um, I think it'll just be easier. And I've got something. I know it's been a long, long time since I've been around and done anything. It's not for want of making content. It's not for lack of things to talk about, but for lack of opportunity. I have been busy with real world things, learning about how to prioritize things and how to put things in proper perspective has meant learning that as fun as YouTube is, it's the reality is you have to put it in its proper place, which means when things don't get done, the things that are not going to get done are things like doing YouTube. So I've been doing this 20-year nostalgia loop thing, these nostalgia loop studies, and looking back at prior moments in time, uh, looking back and seeing if there are strange synchronicities and strange coincidences. And some days you find nothing, but some days you find things and have experiences that are really interesting. On May 29th, Memorial Day, I had an interesting experience. Um, as part of my usual kind of retinue of things that I'll do, especially on the day like a weekend day where I've got time, I will look at the day. So it's like May 29th, I'll do like I do the 10-year nostalgia loop, the 20-year nostalgia loop, the 15, the 25-year nostalgia loop, the 30-year nostalgia loop. So I'll go, 529, 1983, 529, 1993, 529, 2003. Anyway, that was a similar day, but I got to that later in the day. When I started off the day on YouTube is I just ended up seeing this video that got suggested to me by the Majority Report with Sam Cedar, and I'll show it to you. I'll show you what it is. It's pertinent to our story because it leads to the coincidences that outlay. And this is them having a little discussion with an individual, Will Summer, and they talk about. I think he had written a book regarding QAnon, and in this little brief clip of their, I think, more extensive discussion that they had with him, they talk about the origins of Q. And look, folks, for those people who are still tuned in to the Fantasy Fest of Q, I don't think you're paying attention to me because I've stopped, talking about. Look, your heroes have stopped talking about a lot of this stuff, but for those people who can still maintain this fantasy, it, what can I tell you? It's some guy Farber started or something, and then it got took over by the Watkins, and now what is it? It was all conspiracy theory still on this. But what they reminded themselves of, and what we need to be reminded of, is for those who've been riding the conspiracy train before QAnon, remember Pizzagate. They remind themselves of Pizzagate, and they talk about Pizzagate at length as being a precursor and kind of being a trailblazer and kind of setting up and setting the stage for later what would become QAnon. So I watched and found very entertaining this whole video. And look, the video is 37 minutes and 22 seconds long. Look at me with the making love to the magic numbers. Look, hey, it is what it is. You know me, I love them numbers. So anyway, we go on, the day goes on, and I'm going through my day, and it gets to the point where, okay, let me take a look at these time loop coincidences, these nostalgia loops, and see if we have anything interesting back in the day. It's a Memorial Day weekend. Oh, maybe there's going to be something interesting. And lo and behold, when I get to the year 2003, the way that I share these videos and the way that I do these things, there's no real way to do it kind of coyly. So I'll set it up. At first, I thought it was this massive thing. I thought I was gonna have this whole thing where I'd be able to come to you guys and be like, psyop detected. No one dared call it a psyop. But this goes to show you, some people just can't catch a break. How these guys didn't get swung up and caught up in these guys predicted 9/11. These guys were a psyop for, Pizzagate. You'll never guess. Look at these guys. And this is the title of the video. We've got the magic letter Q. We've got Rosemary's Baby. We got Satan. We've got everything, and we've got the pizza. So here we go. Look at this. I look at the title of this video and I say, "Oh, geez, Louise, we got to play this." Now, first, I got to tell you, I don't get too excited. I got very excited. You start going down the rabbit hole and you realize the rabbit hole is not quite as interesting as at first we thought it might be. Okay, so let me do the share screen and we'll set it up here a little. I'm not going to share the audio because I don't want to get they're not that great. I mean, look, hey, it is what it is. But Pizza of Darkness by Rosemary's Billy Goat, live at Qtopia, 5/29/2003. And I'll start playing the video. I'll even mute it because that's not really, what matters. It was the size of the location. And I had never heard of these guys, but I looked at what they were doing. I looked at what was going down, and they'll pan around. And I looked at the size of the location. It basically looks like, like a small theater. And I was like, this is insane. So I got excited by I said it's called Qtopia. And you have Pizza of Darkness, and it's being played by a band called Rosemary's Billy Goat. I said, this is like the trifecta of conspiracy wonderment. And I said, this must have been mislabeled. I said, this must have happened in 2023. And they've mislabeled it. And I said, look at the size of this location. I said, this has got to be. I said, there was something called Qtopia. It turns out there's like just this Los Angeles night spot. It's called Qtopia. And apparently this was like a birthday party for Odorous Urungus from Guar. And these guys, Satan's, Rosemary's Billy Goat, are, I guess, hangers on, or like, also, we'll look at their Wikipedia page. I got to get out of here pretty quick, but we'll look at their Wikipedia page. But what's interesting is the song is called Pizza of Darkness. They're obviously a Satan themed, shock rock band. And it's 2003, right? So this is, 10 years. This is like 13 years, before the ascendancy of Donald Trump or any of that stuff. And it's what we think of as kind of predictive programming, because like, this is the sort of thing, like, when they talked about Comet Ping Pong, but no one found this. And I really think what also it is that it's a terribly missed opportunity on this band's part, because if I was this band, even if I was broken up, I would say to myself, dude, remember we had that track Pizza of Darkness, and we've got that video up on YouTube? This has got 1,058 views. I said I would get out there and be like, dude, we started this whole thing. So, I love this this one girl shaking it. I like it. No, capital. No, I like it. I'm waiting for the pizza guy. They actually have a pizza guy that shows up, so that's what I'm waiting for, because that's when they got the full on thing. While they're playing, I also want to remind you that so they're called Rosemary's Billy Goat. Okay, now obviously there's that movie Rosemary's Baby with Satan, and you have Anton LaVey famously claiming that he was played the part of the devil in that one scene. Of course, like 90% of what Anton LaVey said about himself, totally not true, absolutely false. But you have them changing the name to Rosemary's Billy Goat, and this is in 2003, the year of the Iraq War. Also on 5/29/2003, I saw a video of Thomas Friedman, progressive Bill Clinton fan Thomas Friedman, explaining why the war in Iraq was good, because remember, we had just won it. But when I was thinking about this, other coincidences, The Pet Goat. Remember, The Pet Goat was the book that George Bush was reading when Andrew Card came in and announced that the second plane, The Pet Goat, was composed by Siegfried Egelman, who had written over 1,000 similar instructional exercises since the 1970s. It was an anthologized in the classroom workbook Reading Mastery, Rainbow Edition, Level 2, Storybook 1. The Pet Goat is designed to teach students about words ending in the letter E. There's a famous rave song called Everything Good. I think starts with a using the direct instruction DI teaching method. There was a famous LA punk band called DI. The exercise tells a story about a girl's pet goat, which her parents want to get rid of because it eats everything: hot dogs, walnut sauce. The parents relent after it foils a robbery by butting the intruder, who is now sore. That word ending in E. The parents relent after it foils a robbery. Read into that as much as you want to and totally waste everybody's time. Anyway, if we go to Rosemary's Billy Goats, is the pizza guy out yet? I'm still going back to the thing. Also, fair use, fair use, fair use. The point of sharing this. I'm not even sharing the video. I apologize. Hold on. I thought I was sharing the fantasticness of Satan's Billy Goat. Do not share the audio. I don't know that. Here we go. Here we go. Where's the pizza guy? Come on. Did he already come out? We may have missed him. Where is he? Come on. He's around there somewhere. He comes out. No, man. Did we miss him? We may have missed him. I apologize. Where the heck is he? Oh, we may have missed him. I apologize. Let me search around for the. Oh, there he is. There he is. There's the pizza guy. Okay, there you go. It's Satan's Pizza. See, he's got the different slices in the form of the eat devil's pizza. There you go. Eating the devil's pizza many years before Pizzagate actually was a thing, right? And here it is, uploaded by Food Gods, with their pizza symbol. Interesting. Fascinating. Anyway, also fair use, fair use, fair use again. We're just trying to spread the word about Rosemary's Billy Goat. Now, listen, talk about those nostalgia loop years, okay? Talk about and think about those nostalgia loop years for a second. There you go. The pizza's done. Man, whatever happens to Halter Tops is Tops that chose. Well, I think they're probably still a thing. I just this old man doesn't get out enough. Right, here we go. This lamest pit, latest one guy, one man pit. Come on, guys, let's get in here. Nope, just you. Okay, I love this. Also, 2003. Whoa, all right. Bringing all the special effects. 1995 special effects and effects. All right, there we go, guys. It's been real. Okay, so we'll stop sharing. Boom. Rosemary's Billy Goat. We go over to their Wikipedia page. I'll tell you this. So check this out. Check this out. Remember those nostalgia loop years. Okay, so we're in 2023. Also remember 23. Also remember Memorial Day wasn't always called Memorial Day, and it wasn't always on the same day. That didn't happen until like 1970. Here, let me see. Hold on. I know this is riveting. I do it like this. Oh, this will work. Oh, I do it like this. I apologize. Here we go. Yeah, it wasn't until like 19. Crap. What did they do it in? You son of a bitch. Was it on May? It's actually May 30th. I apologize. Damn it. God damn it. I have to do like this. Oh, Memorial Day. Damn, I should have just done like that. Oh, I'm the worst. Here we go. They changed it. They became Memorial Day. They changed it to the last Monday of May in 1970. Okay. So I don't know why. For some reason, I thought that was a big deal. I'm screwing up. Anyway, here we go. Rosemary's Billy Goat. They formed in Los Angeles in 1991. 30 years ago would be 1993. So 1991 is 32 years ago. 23 backwards. Fuck your mother. Influenced both musically and visually by the likes of Alice Cooper, Rob Zombie, Gore, Kiss, and Black Sabbath. Yada yada, theatrical, you know the deal. In 2013, that would have been 10 years after the video performance we just saw, the OC Weekly newspaper ranked Rosemary's Billy Goat number 10 on their list of the 10 greatest shock rock bands of all time. And you've never heard of them. The exact origins of Rosemary's Billy Goat are vague and largely undocumented, as both the band and the music press website Sonic Eclectic once remarked. Da 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 da. Let me go through this. Here we go. They formed Rosemary's Billy Goat in 1991. Okay, in 1993, they made their debut, their recorded debut, the 7-inch split Songs for Gentlemen with the Imperial Butt Wizards. 1993, 30 years ago, 30-year nostalgia loop. Subterranean Records described their early sound as militant witchcraft punk with a Motown edge, though the band themselves described it as drunk rock. In 1994, Rosemary's Billy Goat self-released their debut album, Pizza of Darkness, on a picture disc. That means that we saw like the 9th year anniversary of that track, Pizza of Darkness. That was produced by noted punk rock producer Giza X. After signing with Los Angeles independent record label Porterhouse Records in 1997, 1998 would be exactly 25 years ago. So 1997 is 26 years ago. You add 6 and 2 together, you get 8, one of my magic numbers, and a symbol of infinity. The band released their second album, Jesus of Nazareth. Jesus, like cheese, of Nazareth. Da 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 da. Here we go. They underwent a shift in their visual style in 2002. Remember, that's 1 year off of our 20-year nostalgia loop. Oh, here we go. Check this out. When they recruited special effects artist Craig McIntyre to help design new props and outfits for the groups. That's this kind of stuff we saw. This was followed by the release of their third album, Evolution, again produced by Steve Kravick. All Music rating the album with 3 stars out of 5 summarized that Rosemary's Billy Goat were sure to appeal to horror movie fans, drawing favorable whatever and praising whatever. There you go. They criticized the bad vocals and laughable cover of Pat Benatar's Hell is for Children. So their third record, Evolution from 2002, included a cover of Pat Benatar's Hell is for Children. But that song is about child abuse. It's a song from her 1980 album, Crimes of Passion, about child abuse. Exactly the kind of thing that we would associate with Pizzagate and all that jazz. In 2008, Rosemary's Billy Goat embarked on a national tour with similar theatrical Los Angeles hard rock bands. It was dubbed the Hollywood Freak Show. Da 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 da. The documentary on December 14th, 2012. So this is approaching our 10-year nostalgia loop, but it's actually an 11-year loop. And 11 is another one of my magic years. Rosemary's Billy Goat released their first music video for a song called Hobbit Feet. Now remember, folks, we hobbits and all that wizard shit is all over the nostalgia loop for us because we are on the 20-year nostalgia loop for that all that Lord of the Rings shit. Directed by artist Chris Grimley, recorded on the same day as the North American premiere of the film The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. So remember, The Hobbit was on the 10-year nostalgia loop for Lord of the Rings. So when we're here getting a 20-year nostalgia loop of Lord of the Rings, we're also getting a 10-year nostalgia loop of The Hobbit, which is why everyone's probably going crazy over Dungeons and Dragons and all that bullshit. The video revolves around singer Mike Odd taking a sexy woman home from a bar only to discover she has large, hairy, quote-unquote, hobbit feet. Odd claimed to have received over 100 pieces of hate mail from angry Tolkien fans upset with the video's sexualized portrayal of hobbits. A particularly scene where Odd sensually licks spray cheese off a prosthetic hobbit foot. That same year, Odd starred in the music video for the Radioactive Chicken Head song Headless Mike, based on the 1940s carnival attraction Mike the Headless Chicken. Folks, you can't make this stuff up. As of 2017, Rosemary's Billy Goat continues to play shows in the Southern California area, often performing alongside their shock rock colleagues like the Haunted Garage and the Radioactive Chicken Heads, playing offbeat events such as the production Reanimator the Musical. Since 2011, there's been talks about getting it back together. They released another album digitally on August 8th, 2022. 8/8/2022. Why are they hitting my magic number so well? Why are they hitting August 8th, 2022? That is Magic City for me, but that was last year. So this is way before our paths cross. Last year, they did something. But this year, they're hitting the magic moment for us at this moment. That's what I'm talking about, folks. Now, you can call it coincidences and you can call it the happenstance. Sure. And I guess it is. But it's also interesting and exciting as fuck because all this stuff is happening on exactly these quote unquote interesting years. In 2012, Mike Odd hosted the comedic stage show Dr. Odd's Medicine Show at Knott's Scary Farm, a seasonal Halloween event at Buena Park Theme Park, Knott's Berry Farm, where he performed over 100 shows alongside Zamora the Torture King as Dr. Odd. There you go. He also hosted the accompanying DVD for Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson guitarist John 5's 2012 solo album God Told Me To, and has adapted his show as a solo act, which he has performed at various venues and events in the Los Angeles area. John 5 is now in the news because he is the replacement for Mick Mars in Motley Crue, though that is causing some consternation and upset because it's now looking like it's going to turn into a lawsuit city that might be the demise of Motley Crue. In the mid-2000s, Mike Odd formed an industrial side project called Blood Farm with former Flogging Molly guitarist John Donovan. Flogging Molly is one of the most interesting bands of all time. Flogging Molly are like a Irish rock, like ho da kind of band, but like they're all ex hair metal guys. Guitarist John Donovan releasing a self-titled album, like they're all from like Y&T and shit. In 2005, Odd as Mike Odd and the Oddities contributed a cover of Weird Al Yankovic's Nature Trail to Hell for the compilation Mr. Snail's Halloween Party on Snail Sounds Records. Hey, Now, check this out. Since 2014, since as of 9 years ago, Odd also acts as manager and spokesperson for the heavy metal parody band Mac Sabbath. Yo, geez, Louise. I'm telling you, folks, Mike the Headless Chicken for, lived April 20th, 1945 to March 17th, 1947, was a male Wyandotte chicken that lived for 18 months after his head had been cut off. After the loss of his head, Mike achieved national fame until his death in March of 1947 in Fruita, Colorado. An annual Mike the Headless Chicken Day is held every May. Beheading. On September 10th, 1945, farmer Lloyd Olson of Fruita, Colorado, was planning to eat supper with his mother-in-law and was sent out to the yard by his wife to bring back a chicken. Olson chose a 5.5-month-old chicken named Mike. God, did he name him? The eggs removed the bulk of the head, but missed the jugular vein, leaving one ear and most of the brain stem intact. Despite Olson's attempt to behead Mike, the chicken was still able to balance on a perch and walk clumsily. He attempted to preen, peck for food, and crow, though with limited success. His crowing consisted of a gurgling sound made in his throat. Oh, Jesus. When Mike did not die, Olson instead decided to care for the bird. He fed it a mixture of milk and water via an eyedropper and gave it small grains of corn and worms. Fame. Once his fame had been established, Mike began a career of touring sideshows in the company of such other anomalies as a two-headed baby. He was also photographed for dozens of magazines and papers and was featured in Time and Life magazines. Mike was put on display to the public for an admission cost of 25 cents, equivalent to $3 in 2022. At the height of his popularity, the chicken's owner earned $4,500 per month. Yo, that's OnlyFans money, kid. Equivalent to $59,000 in 20. Yo, that's not only. Yo, that's yo. I mean, what was I talking about? I didn't. Yo, shit, son. Mike was valued at $10,000. Yo, equivalent to $131,100 in 2022. That farmer was living. In March 1947, in a motel in Phoenix, Arizona, on a stopover while traveling back from tour, Mike started choking in the middle of the night. He had managed to get a kernel of corn in his throat. The Olsons had inadvertently left their feeding and cleaning syringes at the sideshow the day before, and so were unable to save Mike. Olson claimed that he had sold the bird off, resulting in the stories of Mike still touring the country as late as 1949. Oh, he's ashamed. Like, it's a shame they fucked up and killed the bird. Other sources say that the chicken's severed trachea could not properly take in enough air to be able to breathe, and he therefore choked to death in the motel. Explanation of the case. And I gotta go. It was determined that the axe had missed the jugular vein and the clot had prevented Mike from bleeding to death. Although most of his head was severed, most of his brainstem and one ear were left on his body. Since basic functions, breathing, heart rate, etc., as well as most of the chicken's reflex actions are controlled by the brainstem, Mike was able to remain quite healthy. This is a good example of central motor generators enabling basic homeostatic functions to be carried out in the absence of higher brain centers. In addition, birds possess a secondary balance organ in the pelvic region, the lumbosacral organ, which controls walking, locomotion virtually independently from the. Yeah, all right. There you go. Legacy. Mike the Headless Chicken is now a cultural institution in Fruita, Colorado, with an annual Mike the Headless Chicken Day. The third week, you know how many people have tried to make it one of those guys? Starting in 1991, events held include the 5K Run Like Headless Chicken Race, Egg Toss, Pin the Head on the Chicken Cluck Off, and Chicken Bingo, in which chicken droppings on a numbered grid choose the numbers. Yo, Mike the Headless Chicken was an inspiration for the poultry-themed comedy punk band the Radioactive Chickenheads, serving as the subject of their 2008 song Headless Mike, for which a music video was filmed. The band also features the Headless Mike puppet, which is frequently used in their live shows. Hey, there you go. Now you know. And now you know the rest of the story. I love you. I love you. I love you. If nobody told you that they loved you today, somebody just did. That guy is not folding phone bill. I am CW Champion. Call me however you want to call me. Um, let's see what's going on here. What do we got here? Hold on. Ba-doop boop ba-doop doo. I have cards on here somewhere, but I do gotta get going. Oh shoot, I gotta. Oh, I gotta go. Actually, I gotta go, but I'll do it for you like this. Two of Swords. The Two of Swords, according to the Egyptian Tarot, they call it the crown of Ptah, and they identify it with tenderness, friendship, and protection. I read from the Egyptian Tarot because it is from 2003, the same year that interesting coincidence and circumstance regarding Satan's billy goat occurred.